Hey, this is Jack, and this video is called How to Journal, 5 Simple Steps. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome, or whether you're new or not, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button and then tap the bell notification so you hear of new videos as soon as they come out. I release at least 2 videos each week on personal growth and relationships, and I'd love to have you as part of this vibrant and growing community. And listen, I want to make an invitation to you. If you've not taken my free webinar, it's called The 3 Keys to Being Relationship Ready. You can just click the link. It's the first link below this video. Find a time that works for you in your time zone. And it's with my teaching partner, Clayton Olson. It's going to get awesome feedback. It'll be some of the best investment of 90 minutes of your time. We'd love to have you with us. So click that link and find a time that works for you. All right, well, here I am with my journal. Thank you to my sister for this. She's bought me a lot of nice journals over the years. And I just thought, you know what? I've never done a video on how to journal, and it's been such a profound and powerful part of my life for most of my life, really, and particularly in my adult years, that I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there and try and persuade you of the benefits of this by just taking you through 5 simple steps that I think will support your journaling process. So here are the 5 steps as to how to journal. So step number 1 is decide your medium. So, I'm journaling right now, old style, pen and paper, and I fill up journals like this, and it really works for me. But the other style of journaling that might work for you that you haven't considered is what I call audio journaling. And this is where you just take your phone, if you've got a voice recorder function, back in the day we used to use dictaphones, but anything where you can record your spoken word and you just start speaking into it. And for some people, that's actually an easier way of getting into their thoughts and process, and it's actually quicker, like you cover more content more quickly. If you do that, you might find you want to combine it with going for a walk. A lot of us, our kind of flow happens more easily when we move. So that's something that you can experiment with. Take yourself off for a walk, find a favorite spot, find some nature that works for you, and you can just talk into the voice memo app or something that's equivalent to that. And you get the choice, by the way, whether you ever listen to this stuff or not, right? The power of journaling is not only in the ability to go back to it, although I very much, when I write journal, I like to go back to it and just find out if there are themes that seem to pop out. And I'll go back and I'll underline things that seem particularly relevant to me. Or I might just put a tick by them like, oh yeah, that seems really right. I want to pay attention to that. And then over time, you can notice if there are themes that are emergent over time. Right? So you might notice, wow, I keep saying I want to change career, or I keep saying there's this particular aspect of inner work that I want to do, and maybe I haven't taken action on it, and that can actually spur you into action. So step 1, decide your medium, whether you're going to write or whether you're going to audio journal. Step 2, put aside a minimum time threshold. Right? This is particularly applicable if journaling isn't an activity that draws you. If you've got that sense like, this is something that's good to do, but I don't really get to it. Maybe it's like eating vegetables for you. It's a good thing to do, but you don't do it as much as you would like to. So if that's true, I just want you to set a very easy minimum time threshold. And I'd recommend something like 5 minutes. So you're just going to make a commitment, I'm going to journal for 5 minutes. Anything that you do above and beyond 5 minutes is a bonus. So you then you can stop at 5 minutes or you can keep going. And what you might find is a bit like getting to the gym, that the hardest part is actually just starting. And once you're there, you may want to stay at it for longer. But set a minimum time, and you can do what we call taking aim. So take aim at, say, I'm going to do 3 lots of 5 minutes journaling every week. And that's all it is. I just got to sit down, just got to 5 minutes. And then you can do that at any time of the day that makes it possible for you. All right, step 3. If you can, try and find a distraction-free environment. Try and find a distraction-free environment. What does that mean? It means turn your phone off, put it on airplane mode, so you're not going to be suddenly getting texts or things you've got to reply to. If there's anything that is an immediate concern, right, that's something that's kind of churning, that you can't put down, that's kind of on your mind, handle it first. If you need to send a quick message to someone, or you need to take the laundry out of the dryer, whatever it is, go do that so that when you're actually journaling, you can have as much free mind and free attention as possible. If needs be, if you're living in a space that you share, or you're in your workplace or somewhere that someone could distract you, shut the door, let people know what you're doing, let people know that you don't want to be disturbed, turn off email, shut down your laptop. Just create a high quality environment for yourself so you can really focus and start to turn inward. So one of the big powers of journaling is actually excavating into your inner world, getting more in touch with yourself, knowing what it is that you feel, knowing what it is that you need to metabolize, right? What sort of psycho-emotional content is kind of alive in you or bouncing around in you and needs kind of digestion, metabolism. So much easier to do if you can just be in a distraction-free solar environment. All right, step 4, put yourself in the mood. Step 4 is about creating the environment that is going to most allow you to make deeper contact with yourself. So for me, this is often putting on music, not music that has lyrics. Typically it's classical music or music that the lyrical nature of the music kind of moves me. I like to wear headphones because that encourages me to go into my world and kind of tunes me out a little bit from what's around me. You can experiment with lighting a candle or candles if that's something, anything that pretends to help you slow down, go inwards, reflect, kind of find your more reflective, introspective nature is important. Some people light a joss stick or burn incense or diffuse essential oils. Anything that brings you more closely into your experience and ideally gets you out of your kind of overthinking mind and actually puts you a bit more in touch with your deeper experience. And then number 5, these aren't, by the way, mutually exclusive, but in step number 5, we want to decide what type of journaling are we going to do. And I'm just going to name 2 main types of journaling that I and other people do. So the first one is stream of consciousness journaling. This is just where you just start writing and you let it flow, you see what's there, you don't worry too much whether it's deep or meaningful or superficial, or if it comes quickly or if it comes slowly, or if it's content that surprises you or if it's content that you already know. You just start somewhere. And if that somewhere is just, I ate an apple earlier and I can feel it in my belly, that's where you start. Or maybe you say, today was a difficult day at work, or I'm really tired right now and I really wish I weren't journaling. Just start with something that's true in your experience and you go from there. And if you really hit a block, you can just write block or blank or blah, blah, blah. Ideally, try and keep your pen moving as much as possible, even if you're writing something that's slightly nonsense or gibberish, because it just kind of keeps you in some kind of flow, and normally you'll start to hit another stream of thinking. So that's like a stream of consciousness journaling. The other kind of journaling, which I think is perhaps not done as much, but I think can be really powerful, is inquiry journaling. So you pick a particular inquiry. So an inquiry is something that you want to inquire into, right? Something that you want to deepen your understanding of, something you want to unpack to yourself. So it could be like, notice I'm being stressed at work. So you're going to do an inquiry into stress at work. You're going to write down and notice, when am I most stressed at work? What are my trigger points? What are the environments at work that are having me more stressed, or the projects or the people or the clients? I'm just going to do a kind of inventory and a noticing and an inquiry into this. And maybe as I'm doing that, I notice, wow, I have this particular recurring thought pattern, right? I have this particular fear that a certain client is going to do a certain thing, or a certain project might be going south at some point. And that is actually a decent part of my stress, but it's not until I slow down and really notice and make contact with that it actually becomes much more obvious to me. So, this kind of inquiry is often about our own development, our evolution, and it can also be about, what I call clearing your psycho-emotional decks. So clearing your psycho-emotional decks is that most of us just have stuff hanging around, right? We have that dinner party from 2 months ago where someone said something we didn't like and we've never really kind of sat with it. Or we have that conversation with our boss where we didn't really represent ourselves, or we have that conflict with our friend or our partner, or we have that area of health that we know we're neglecting, but we're not really in touch with. So this is the sort of power of inquiry, is to kind of scan your experience and notice, are there things that I want to get closer to? Even if it feels icky, even if part of me doesn't want to get closer to it, are there things that would benefit from being brought into the light of my awareness? Are there things that feel unresolved in me? Maybe there's places I'm experiencing feeling unsettled, uncertain, or maybe I've got tension. maybe I've just had an amazing experience with my work or partner or health, and I actually want to unpack that. I want to know what's been going great about it. It doesn't just have to be, what's sort of up in a kind of problem issue way. It can be whatever you feel drawn to. But you can start off by just doing a sort of free scan of your attention. You can even jot down a few ideas of things you might want to inquire into, and then just pick one and then go at it, and if this isn't something you're used to doing, be patient with yourself. Again, set that 5-minute timer. It's only 5 minutes. Even if nothing comes up, that's totally fine. You might be able to get into this by listing out a few sub questions that could support your inquiry, right? So if your inquiry is into stress at work, you might say, okay, I'm going to inquire into my relationship with my boss. I'm going to inquire into this as, am I still on the right career path? I'm going to inquire into my relationship with money and work. I mean, you can do this almost ad infinitum in any area of your life, but it's a very powerful method to really deepen your relationship with yourself and to come to better and more true and real and wholesome perspectives on things that are coming up in your life. So if you like this video, give us a like. You can also see below this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you with me. As always, questions and comments below this video. What's your experience of journaling? Have you experienced the power of journaling in your life? Are there any blocks you have to journaling? I'd love to know what your experiences are and what your questions and comments are. And again, if you haven't taken my free webinar, that will be the first link beneath this video. Click that link, find a time that works for you in your time zone. And I'm Jack, as always. Thanks for being here.